guys, it's your girl Therese Nicole. I'm a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Services and Realty, the director of cheerleading for Manager Council at Preston Middle School, as well as the varsity cheerleading over at Frederick High. I'm doing Zoom interviews COVID style because of CDC guidelines. I've decided to build a platform where our community partners and business owners help support our community with resources during the global pandemic. So before we get started, I just want to remind everybody, don't forget to subscribe. We're here on a Zoom call with Caity Byrne. Excited to have her here. I was actually in the news last week and I seen her on Channel 12 News. So our own local Caity Byrne, all about balloons here locally in Frederick. How are you today, Caity?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am phenomenal. So, in one word, can you tell how you're feeling right now?
Hopeful. Very hopeful. I live an attitude of gratitude purposefully, and so I am hopeful despite all of the negativity and uncertainty that we have surrounding us. I maintain an attitude of hope that we will get through it, particularly in a community like Frederick that is such a strong community. I feel like if anybody can do it, we can.
Oh, I love that hopefulness. Yes. And I'm looking behind you. I see all of the balloons. So I'm super excited about this interview for sure. Because I think balloons just can brighten someone's day, you know. So I'm excited. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Sure. So I have been in the balloon industry for almost a decade, and I've been full-time for 5 years. So this is my full-time hustle, is playing with balloons, creating joy. It's pretty much the best job ever. It's also the hardest job I've ever had. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and it's crazy. I was literally bending steel with my bare hands yesterday. That's not even an exaggeration. It was. So we have sort of shifted what we do. Typically, we do larger installations, but we have decided to do our zero contact, no contact deliveries. So we've been doing a lot of yardscaping, as we call it, adding balloons to front yards and sometimes backyards, or just doing a ding dong and dash delivery of a bouquet to brighten someone's day. So if you can do it with a balloon, we do it. I'm actually working, you can't see it, it's on my desk, but this is the beginning of a Mario. I'm gonna make a giant Mario head today. So anything you can do with a balloon, that's what I do.
Well, I saw the one you guys did for our local heroes, our first responders, the people on the front line, which I definitely take a moment to thank the front line. Like, they are the ones holding us together at this moment, and
absolutely
recognize that. And I applaud that piece that you did for them because it was amazing.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of fun to put together. I worked at FMH in my past life before I was a balloon lady. So the nurses, the doctors, the housekeepers, the CNAs, and the cops and the firemen who always came into the ER, like, those people were my family. So it was really important to me to be able to say thank you in the small way that we could, which was with balloons. And we had a lot of fun putting it together. So
awesome. How long did that take?
It was me solo. I'm down to one employee since all of this COVID craziness, and she was out that day. So I had to get back to my roots and do it by myself. It was a couple of hours. I think the hardest part was doing the custom logos for the 3 different police departments that we have, and that was a little time consuming, but a few hours.
Well, your work did not go unnoticed. It caught my attention, and I loved it. That piece was phenomenal. So,
thank you.
What since everything is shut down, what have you been seeing out there from families or even in your business? I know we just passed over Cinco de Mayo yesterday. Mother's Day is Sunday, and you probably will be sending tons and tons of balloons out. Do you have lots of orders? Any orders lined up right now?
So I think we have a handful. We decided to minimize the ordering process, and rather than overwhelm people with 18 different decisions, there's 2. You can pick A, you can pick B, signed, sealed, delivered, one price, bada bing, bada boom. And that just seemed the best way for us to do it. We've also seen in the community and taken part in parades. There's lots of parades for everything from birthdays to weddings. So that's been a lot of fun. And it's also been a challenge to figure out how to put balloons on cars and, or just something someone can stick out the window and shake. We just delivered a couple of those this morning. So I think that people are still really excited to celebrate. They can just do it in a really different, unusual way. And we've been trying to find different ways to help them do that. We installed a 10-foot number 3 this morning in somebody's front yard for their little girl who's turning 3. So it's certainly, people are really finding creative ways to still celebrate. Lots of Zoom meetings. We're doing a Zoom baby shower next week where we're going to set up the balloon backdrop for a baby shower that has 3 people coming to it, but she's got all of her friends coming into Zoom. So it's really just incredible, the sort of things people have been able to come up with.
That's awesome. Wow. So I guess you have COVID-proof your business by doing those touchless deliveries.
We have sanitized our entire warehouse. So our warehouse is down off English Muffin Way, and we share the space with our helium distributor. They have the back half of our warehouse, and they're super clean all the time. I am not. I'm an artist. I'm a slob. There's things everywhere all the time. So it's really forced me to be much more careful, to sanitize our equipment. Since we are down to a staff of 2, it's really easy for us to check in with each other, see how we're feeling, make sure that we remain asymptomatic. When we do go on deliveries, we do put our masks on, even if there's nobody there, just because you just never know. I don't want, somebody's 4-year-old to run out to the front yard and we're standing there, unmasked. So we've been taking all the precautions that we possibly can, trying to find evidence-based research about how long the virus can last on latex, which so far we have found is up to 8 hours. We build everything the day before we deliver it, so any cooties would be gone anyway. We're just really trying to stay abreast of what is happening in terms of public health so that we can offer the safest options for everybody, ourselves included. I'm not sick. I don't want to get sick. See my second command, she's not sick. So, we want it to stay that way. We want everyone to be healthy, and we're taking all the precautions that we possibly can. We were both crazy hand washers to begin with. So now we're crazy lotioners because our hands are so dry from washing 60,000 times a day,
Well, it seems like you guys are following the CDC guidelines for sure. So
Absolutely.
You do have so you're still in business doing touchless, safe measurements and things like that. So for our high school seniors that are graduating, you'll be extending this service for them as well.
So we actually have a whole special handout, whatever you want to call it, flyer. It'll be up on our website soon, dedicated specifically to seniors. We've already done a couple. We did one for a Walkersville senior just earlier this week, and it was huge. It took up their whole front yard. So we have a whole bunch of displays that we're able to provide specifically with graduation in mind, because it is such a bummer. I mean, they have spent 12 years waiting for a day that's not coming. I feel for them because it's such an important day. And so this, the way that we do it, we've got big graduation, smiley face heads, down to just a little yard sticker with some school colors, for somebody who might not be too keen. 17, 18-year-olds don't always want that much attention. But we have several different ways that we can do it with a touch-free. They're great photo ops. And so for seniors that are closer together, families can all kind of chip in and get a bigger display. And there's really lots of different ways. But it's certainly something that we're focusing on right now because, as I said, it's a bummer for them to have to miss that occasion.
Well, I do have connections with a lot of people in the community, so please send me that flyer and I'll go over to the school.
The second we're done, you bet I will.
Absolutely. I think that is amazing. I might even do it for a few of all of my high school graduates that are at the Frederick High Cheer program. So I think that is awesome because I know for them, they pretty much started their lives with 9/11 and now they're ending their school careers with the 2020 global pandemic. So,
yeah.
Just to be able to honor them and do something special, I think I commend you and applaud you for that. That is amazing.
Well, thanks.
That's for sure. What have you been doing during this pandemic for yourself to stay focused and engaged on your purpose or just putting yourself first?
So honestly, my business is my purpose. I have the unique ability to employ people who may not otherwise be employable in a normal job. So well, right now I don't because of everything that's going on, but I have a guy from the way station that works with us. So we really have the ability to offer something that a lot of jobs can't. So it's really my purpose is to be able to uplift those in our community that maybe don't have a chance otherwise. And so right now I just have my one employee left, but it's still like, it doesn't just go away. It's still my purpose. It's still my mission. This is my life. Balloons have been my life for the past 5 years, and I love it. I don't get sick of it. I love business. Business has become an art form for me. And so my self-care is the one day every 2 weeks or so where I sit on my couch with a cat on my lap and eat terrible food and forgive myself for it and then go back to work,
I love it. Well, anything, and it seems like you are very passionate about balloons, and anything you wake up and do for free is what you're doing. And
Yeah.
it seems like you do that, which is one of the reasons I got into real estate, is because, even with balloons, you're changing people's lives. You're giving them that moment. And
Absolutely.
people don't remember what you do, is how you make them feel. And
Absolutely.
these balloons on those front lawns for graduation is going to make them feel special. So that's pretty phenomenal. Are you reading any books right now?
So I'm generally reading about 5 to 6 books at a time, usually nonfiction. Right now I'm reading one about being an interrupter. I'm reading another one called Zen as F, which is basically how to, calm yourself in your everyday life. And I'm a bit irreverent, so it suits me just fine. And I'm trying to think, I don't read fiction, not for any particular reason other than it just never, I don't have time because I'm reading so much nonfiction. I'm generally reading somebody's memoir at once. So right now I'm actually rereading his memoir from Guns N' Roses because he's just such an interesting character and had such an interesting life. And I love that. I love that little peek into other people's lives.
Well, when you say that, I'm reading 3 books right now, like just popping in and out between them. And at first I was thinking like, this is a little weird. So I'm happy that this is normal.
Oh, it's been my normal for years. I've always been like that. Because you get so far into one and then you start, your mind starts to drift off. And it's like, okay, let me pick up a different subject matter and focus myself back in. So yeah, I've always done that.
So the book about the interrupter, what is that book about?
It's specifically about women entrepreneurs and those who sort of, march to the beat of their own drum and who take the status quo and shake it up a little bit. And I think certainly I'm one of those people. The circles that I run in are, really well-to-do women, and I am not a well-to-do woman. I'm not well-bred. I drop an F-bomb every 6 seconds. I wear Doc Martens. I have bright pink hair, and I'm almost 40. So I don't believe in the status quo. I never have. I'm an artist. You can't, there's no way that I'm ever going to follow that. So it's interrupters on every level, from people who have pink hair to people who said, no, I don't think that we should have an all-male board of directors. And in fact, what if we did it all female? What would happen? So it's really interesting. It's a very interesting read. I'll send you the title because I think it's one that's going to end up in a lot of entrepreneur circles because it's a lot of, girl power, bucking system.
I love it. Living your best life.
Amen to that, you bet.
So what advice can you give families to help them get through this pandemic?
I think the 2 best pieces of advice that I could offer are stay positive, because we will get through this. We're not going back to normal. Normal is going to be changed forever. So we just need to embrace new normal. And I think the other piece of advice is to cut yourself some slack. Like, you're not a teacher necessarily. And, okay, the laundry might pile up and yeah, we're home. We should have time to do it. But you know what? We don't always want to do it. Cut yourself some slack. This is all unknown territory for everybody. Nobody knows what they're doing. So there's no way to really do it wrong. So cut yourself some slack, stay positive. We're going to get through it. This is the United States of America. This is the best place on earth to live. If anyone can get through this, it's us.
I agree with that information. Now, just closing us out, one last thing, because you know, in this time, there is so much uncertainty, there's so much fear, and people, you know, can't grasp not being in control of their own lives. So share one thing, positive thing, that you're in control of right now.
I would say my attitude, the way that I approach everyday life, I have control of that. I have the ability to say, you know, no, I am not going to let today get me down. But I'm also not a toxically positive person. I don't believe in toxic positivity. I have the ability to say, okay, today sucks. Today I feel like crap. And today I don't want to put a bra on and leave the house. I'm not going to. So I have the ability to control my attitude and how I'm going to approach my day. I typically try to approach it with a positive attitude, but it's not always positive, you know, but I try. I try to find the silver lining. I try to know that the clouds are going to pass. And when you put it out there, it's going to come back to you. But I also honor when those, you know, not so nice feelings come in. I have to honor that too, because otherwise, you know, it's going to come back in force.
Well, I think that goes in line with the superior attitude. The superior attitude, I believe, is what is 90% that happens to you. No, 10% what happens to you and 90% of how you respond to it.
How you respond, exactly.
I hope I said that correct. Don't quote me, but it's a little.
It sounds great to me.
So yeah, so just having a superior attitude, I think is going to be awesome, especially dealing with this uncertainty that we're going through. So,
absolutely.
Thank you, Caitlin, for joining me. I just want to remind everyone again, just for don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so we can the YouTube channel so we can continue to build these community connections. Thank you.